I've given a little bit more thought in computing inverses, which we need to do for part C. Find the adjusted gross income G as a function of income tax T. And this may help clarify some of the concerns you may have, especially with this problem back here with D and R. Let's consider the original tax function as T of G, so the tax based on your gross income. This function is written in terms of G, so the tax is computed based on whatever G input is provided. When we obtain the inverse, what we would like to have is a G equation based on the T input, and that's it. I mean, that's really all that we mean when we say inverses. And so perhaps my language before was a bit confusing, especially when we start getting into specialized functions where the definition or the letters that are used actually stand as an acronym for the values that they compute. So let's just think of it this way. If T of G is the original function and we would rather write this as G of T, let's just go ahead and make that happen. So what I would do is I would subtract 4750 from both sides of the equation, and we're now left with 0.25 times G minus 34,500. We could then divide both sides by 0.25, so we've got 4750 divided by 0.25. And then finally we'll add 34,500 to both sides. And what we'll end up with is a function that has G isolated. G is equal to now T minus 4750 divided by 0.25 plus 34,500. And by nature of this definition, or by nature of this expression on the right-hand side, this G value is based on T, and therefore the inverse of T based on G. And when it comes to identifying our domain and range, well, the domain of, and I maybe want to change the letters one more time here, the domain of the original function would be all G values, all gross income values that are between $34,000 and $83,000. And the range would be all tax values or tax amounts between $47,50 and $17,000. So down here, when we start talking about domain, well, the domain of this function is exactly the range of the prior. So the tax values that are between $47,50 and $17,025, that's our income, and our input, T, and now our output, G, our calculated gross income, will simply be the dollar amounts, $34,500 and $83,600. I'm not sure why they didn't come to mind as I was talking about the problems earlier, but I think it's good to see them in both ways. I certainly would suspect that calculating inverses with specifically named functions will go a little bit easier if you think about it the way we did here at the very end of the video. Thanks for watching.